Hi there, I'm Tim Warner, Media Editor with Pearson Technology Group. Welcome to this episode of On Certification. This episode is called About the 2010 Cisco CCNP Certification Track. Our agenda for this brief screencast is as follows. I'm going to describe the new track for you. We'll visit the Cisco website as well as the Cisco Press website, and by doing the latter step, we'll examine some Pearson preparation materials that we already have all set for your studying success. As you probably know, in very early 2010, Cisco published a revision to their Cisco Certified Network Professional mid-level certification track. Whereas it used to be 4 exams to pass, or you could cut that down by taking a composite exam, nowadays we have 3 exams required to earn this credential. Of course, there's a prerequisite. You have to hold your CCNA certification to even enter the network professional level. The 3 new exams, this is the meat and taters, the stuff you want to walk away with, are 642-902, what's called the route exam, dealing with implementing Cisco IP routing, the 642-813 switch, implementing Cisco IP switch networks, and 832, what they call T-shoot, troubleshooting and maintaining Cisco IP networks. Before we dive out onto the web and I show you these in living color, we do have you covered at Pearson. Pearson Technology Group handles and publishes all Cisco Press titles, and this is a capture I took from the Cisco Press website just to show you that we offer multimedia preparation for you. So you're covered for route, switch, and T-shoot. Now, what does this stuff mean? The official certification guide is the big book, and that's your main go-to resource for that particular exam. And we've got an OCG for each of the 3 titles. Cert Kit is a bundle product. Cert Flashcard is an online late-stage review that functions exactly like paper flashcards, actually with an important twist. You're online so you can get to the product from wherever you have a web browser and an internet connection, and they offer more information, I think, than just some scribbled notes on some paper flashcards. We have quick reference, portable command guide, and then some upcoming titles as well. So just wanted to allay any concerns you have with a brand new certification revision like this. You want to make sure to get on it and upgrade your skills as efficiently, quickly as possible. Therefore, without any further ado, let's pop online and we'll visit, number 1, the Cisco website to take a look in more detail at those requirements, and then we'll go to ciscopress.com and we'll look at some of those titles. An easy way to reach the CCNP page at cisco.com is to simply open Bing or Google, your favorite search engine, and do a search for Cisco CCNP, and that'll bring you to this page. This page gives you your background information on the credential, where the professional level fits in Cisco's hierarchy of titles. You can read specifically about the January 25th, 2010 announcement. And then we have, at least at this point, at the time of this recording, in early March 2010, what is a somewhat convoluted, in my humble opinion, set of requirements. Now you'll notice here that we have multiple paths. The CCNP prereq of holding a valid CCNA cert or any CCIE is still there, and that's solid. However, it says that until July 31st, which again, as of this recording, isn't all that far away, candidates have 4 different paths to CCNP certification. And of course, it stands to reason that Cisco would be kind enough to offer those who may be halfway through their old CCNP exams an efficient way to migrate those. So you'll see here that if you're doing the traditional BSCI, BCM, SN, ICSW, and ONT, at least in 2 cases, you have some flexibility. In other words, BSCI, you can do the route, BCM, SN, you can do switch. However, notice that there's no direct replacement for the ONT and the ISCW. The last day to test on those is July 31st, 2010. So if you are going to pick up your CCNP using the old exams, and you've already knocked over, say, the routing and the switching exam, I would get on the other 2 ASAP to make sure you don't have to repeat any work. The other path, as I talked about earlier, is to do a composite of the switching and the routing. And you notice that all 3 of these, the composite, and then as I said, ISCW and ONT, are just going away at the end of July. So if you were doing the composite track and you knock down composite, you're in the same boat as the track 1 folks. You've got to get moving. Alternatively, this is a third approach where you can again have some flexibility with BSCI, BCM, SN, and then just pop in for your T-Shoot exam. You'll notice that this exam is going to be in beta until the end of March. The T-Shoot exam will be gold and final by April 30th, 2010. So there it is. Those are the general flow paths. If you're just a CCNA who wants to start the new track from scratch, the take-home message is you'll want 902 route, 813 switch, and 832 T-Shoot. Let's finish this with a flourish by visiting CiscoPress.com. There's various ways we can take a look at the CCNP products. Right on the home page, you see we have front and center the Cert Flashcards Online product for the 902 exam. If you want to look at all of them, you can use the Certification Info Navigator and click CCNP. One reason why I like this page at Cisco Press is that it succinctly summarizes some of the information we just looked at the Cisco.com site, and of course gives you a hyperlinked list to each of the titles in question. For instance, I'm clicking on the Routing Official Certification Library written by a prince of a guy, Wendell Odom. Actually, all three of these guys are wonderful. Mr. Odom, Mr. Huckabee, and Mr. Wallace. Now you might notice that the price point for this title is a little bit higher than you'd expect to pay, but you understand here you're really getting 3 books. This is the official certification library that covers all 3 exams for the new track. So in that respect, an investment of $143 seems pretty reasonable. So there you have it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, curiosities, etc. for me, I'd like to share my contact information with you. Again, my name is Tim Warner, and my email address is timothy.warner@pearson.com. To find me on the web, as well as to browse the Pearson Technology Group's IT certification titles, please hit up our website at pearsonitcertification.com. In particular, I'd like to draw your attention to the blog that I maintain there, as well as our certification discussion forums. In point of fact, I've created another episode of On Certification focused on those discussion forums. Finally, I semi-regularly update the On Certification Twitter feed with all the latest news, tips, and tricks with regard to IT certification. That address is twitter.com/oncertification. Thank you very much for taking the time to view this video podcast. Take good care.